I be out like a light, 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 like a light.
Welcome to Casual Conversation, where the conversations are casual, but the topics are not. We are your hosts. I'm Deandra.
And I'm Clayton.
And I'm Irene.
Today's casual conversation is struggle love.
Give me that struggle love.
The Black community.
That again.
Now, we know struggle love like happens in all communities because I want to make sure we say that. But we're talking about the Black community.
We talking about us.
Black.
Us.
We black.
Black. The Black people.
We black and black.
Us folks.
Black and
Us
black.
folks.
So, of course,
Let's get into it. Yes.
we're going to start off with our definition. So we have two this time, and they are pretty extensive, but let's go ahead and get it cracking. So struggle love is defined as the kind of love that involves a person having to experience turmoil and dysfunction before they are finally valued and honored, usually 10 to 15 years into the relationship.
One more time. Can we just have one more time for the people?
I know y'all stuck on the 10 to 15.
For the people in the
So,
black, in the back. The black people in the back.
The black in the back,
The black in the back.
So, again, struggle love is defined as the kind of love that involves a person having to experience turmoil and dysfunction before they are finally valued and honored, usually 10 to 15 years into their relationship. I'm going to refrain from commenting right now. But so the next definition is the belief that for a couple to grow, one or both people must inflict emotional, physical, and or psychological pain within the relationship. This pain will allow the couple to reach new levels in their relationship. Once they get through to the other side, they will reap the benefits of the anguish they endured.
Awful.
Right? It's like, damn, as I'm reading it, it's very
It's awful.
What's the word? Cumbersome, should I say?
Yeah, for sure.
It's real dreadful. real dreadful.
Quite dreadful, it is.
Yeah. So yeah, let's dive right on in.
Let's dive into that definition for sure. 10 to 15 years, because we're going to talk about that time. We have to, because
definitely have to talk
we
about
have
10
to
to
get
15.
into that. But that 10 to 15 years, it was just like, wow. I remember when we were looking at definitions and then we were talking about it and how we were like, yeah, when you were like review and like remember all the different like relationships, even the ones that you see on TV, it's like, yeah, they struggled for 10 to 15 years before finally getting it together.
Minimum.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah.
I don't have 10 to 15 to struggle.
No, not at this point.
don't.
No. Oh,
I could have swore I put you on silent.
goodbye. We're taking.
Right.
They blowing her up, honey.
I'm docking your pay.
Oh my gosh.
Lose
Yeah.
janitorial.
Right. Hello. But yeah, the time frame is, it's like, it sounds overwhelming, but when you really stop and think about it, that's low key what kind of happens, like
Wow.
for the majority of us, unfortunately. And some of it is intentional relationships for all this time, but a lot of it is you're young. Let's keep in mind, we're young most of the time. We're in our early 20s when we're meeting someone, and
Yeah.
10 to 15 years later is, 30s, 35. So really, that's the age that you should be trying to settle down and focus.
Gotcha.
And do
Okay.
all of that stuff. But what about when you are beyond those 20s?
So you just
Yeah.
struggled from the
30s.
20s to the 30s. That's basically what's
Honestly,
happening.
and then too, on just another note, not even for love, but just like getting your life together.
Mhm.
People are in their 40s. Like,
Yeah.
I just saw something on
Yeah.
Instagram the other day where it was like Oprah was like 30 something, or
She
her
was
20s.
like, yeah, late 30s. She
People
was.
are in their 40s when they get their big breaks or start acting. Like, it's all kind of stuff.
Oh,
So
no,
it's
for
like,
sure.
I don't.
Yeah.
They do, a lot of people do start
It
late.
takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time. But to inflict turmoil, what was the other part of the definition?
It was
turmoil and devastation and
no,
destruction.
anguish.
And destruction.
Destruction, the devastation, all of that. But yeah, the anguish.
Well, I mean, I could kind of feel where the 15 years would come into play because you don't really know somebody right away. It does take, you could be with somebody for 20 years and not know who they are. So the time, it's a bit much, but I don't know if I had that. I just don't know.
But we have to keep in mind, this is struggling though.
Yeah.
Like we're kind of
Struggling,
mixing up the bowl here with a bunch of different
Struggling.
things. This is pertaining to love. Like, yeah, the 10 and 15 years.
Yeah, but
so
struggling
we gotta
for that time.
struggle in this
Yeah.
relationship for 10 to 15 years. Like,
Well,
what?
why would you call it struggling if you want to be there, though?
Because you're still struggling. You
'Cause
can absolutely want to be in something and still be struggling while in that situation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like anything else.
Struggle is just a word that's like, ooh, get out.
Yeah,
It is.
It did. But it says that they have to experience turmoil and dysfunction before they are
that is
finally valued and honored, because that keeps
And
you
that's
going,
just
right?
something
Like,
you have to
I'm going to,
experience
if you're going to stay.
if you're going to be in love.
But that's
Well,
like
that's what it feels like, but
okay.
that's what we're trying to determine.
Yeah.
And for us, particularly in our community, it feels like we have to go through this rough patch of all of this, whether it's financial,
Yeah.
whether it is infidelity,
yes.
it's sickness, whatever it is. It's like we have to go through all of this stuff before we get to that, relationship goals part. So
Yeah.
it's like, I don't necessarily feel like we have to, but I definitely think that it's pushed and it's perpetuated in our community.
For sure.
To struggle, to, again, hold them down, ride or die.
Everything.
Whatever it
Out
is.
the mud,
Yeah,
through the
get out the
grass,
mud, exactly.
through the gutter.
Shooting in the gym.
I got it out
Well, it was like
out
you
the
was talking
bush.
about earlier, it starts when you're a little kid, for the girls for sure. When the boys are hitting you and you're going home and your people telling you, oh, he's hitting you because he likes you. Like,
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm
That's
definitely
your
not
first
teaching my kids that.
introduction to struggle.
I was taught that though. I was.
Yeah,
and
I
it's like,
was
no,
too.
that's struggle. That is
That's
our
your
first
introduction
to struggle.
As a young girl or a little girl, we are told immediately, look, to love is displayed in mistreatment. Love is displayed
Yes.
in,
Wow.
hitting you,
Pulling your hair.
teasing you,
Yeah.
pushing you, just making things difficult for you. But on the end of that, but he loves you.
He likes you. He's interested in you.
So it's like,
he thinks you're pretty.
Really think about that. Like, you're
doesn't make
5
any
and 6, 'cause
sense.
I was like 5 when I first heard of that or got, and it wasn't my parents that told me, it was just other people.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
just your peers.
That's what it
and
was,
just
yeah.
Even sometimes teachers, you going, because it was this one little boy, Lawrence.
It
when I
would
was
be a
in
Lawrence.
kindergarten.
It would be a
It would
Lord.
be a
Right,
Lawrence.
I have my
Shout
brother
out
and
to
my
Lawrence.
dad is Lawrence.
It
would be a
too.
Lawrence.
Wasn't
Shout out
him,
to Lawrence.
but he used to like really just pick with me, and he used to make it just so miserable for me to go to school. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell? And it was because he liked me.
Wow.
But I ended up having to put the paws on him in the closet. Like, the little closet you put your backpack and
Yeah.
stuff in. I got tired of him messing with me, and I just was one day just flipped out. Like, and I just started bombing on him. I'm from LA, bombing on him, bam. I was like,
She gave him a 2-piece.
I had to give him a 2-piece. Like,
Yeah.
don't do
Had to.
that. So even
Yeah.
for me, I was struggling at that age of being like, you like me, but you're treating me like
Yeah.
this. But
Yeah.
it does kind of set the tone. And
It
it starts
does.
to make you give people chance after chance
does.
because
Wow.
they love you or they like you. And then you're indoctrinated to believe that we got to go through all this shit
To come
Right.
out.
Before
we get.
finally getting the reward of being treated well. That is insane.
I mean, that's you gotta
That's
you
insane.
gotta have a hell of a psyche. Because for me, after I've been drugged for 15 years, I don't know if I got nothing left. Okay, I
But
just
at
don't.
that point, you like, it's already been 15. What's 5 more? And then what if in those 5 more years, everything that I've been wanting finally comes to fruition?
And then, like the second definition, it said that this pain will allow the couple to reach new levels in their relationship. Like, all you have to do is just go through the pain.
Yeah.
And then you get to the other side. And it says, once they get through to the other side, they will reap the benefits of the anguish they endured.
Relationship goals. After all of that. So then it's like, do you even want to reap the benefits at that
I was
point?
about to say, is it real?
Is it
after
worth
that?
it? What
No,
are
is
the
it
benefits?
real?
What do you mean is it
Like,
real?
is the foundation solid? Like, is it real? Like, are you okay? Did you get some therapy and while you were struggling? Like, what did you do to make yourself feel good about this?
Well, there could be a opinion of, well, yeah, of course it's real. It's solid because we went through all this stuff together and we managed to stay together. And so, yeah, it was built on a very, strong foundation. It makes us strong.
Yes.
It's strengthening.
Yes. And we went through all of that. Like we've been through this, we've been through this, we've been through this, we've been through this, we've been through that, and we still here. Still here, boo.
That is not
we
cute.
Still here.
Standing. We
Still standing.
It's not cute. And it's a detriment. It is, but it's
Yeah,
the
it's a
reality
thing.
that we
Yeah.
have seen. It feels like, and again, that's what we're talking about, it being pushed to us. Now, we don't know what exactly is happening in other communities, but for us, it feels like you must go through all of this in order or to solidify, or like we saying, like it gives it that foundation.
Right.
Because we, like, our whole everything comes from struggle, unfortunately. Like just our mentalities. We just have been taught that things have to be hard for us. If you Black, it's gonna be hard.
You gotta work hard for it.
Period. You have to work 10 times
10 times harder, do
you gotta
10 times
be there
better.
earlier, stay there longer.
Which is extremely toxic.
Love your man through everything. Let him cheat. Let him have outside babies. Let him be broke. Let him be poor. Let him do this. Let him do that. All because that's just what you get. You Black. And y'all suffer. You guys struggle. So why would it be any different when it comes to your love life? Why would you be able to be a woman and require that a man already come to you with everything in place? Right. When we want that or do that, we're gold diggers.
Yes, very much so.
Other cultures, they actually, some of them don't even have a choice in who their mate is because the family already got it.
It's definitely already
successful.
And you must pay a dowry.
You don't even have to like them.
And that's money, goats, horses.
It ain't even about the physical.
Homes, cars, whatever it is.
The bride
for
price.
sure.
Yes,
the bride price. Yeah.
And I used to feel like,
do you think sometimes we go through a lot of struggle because we are shallow people a little bit? Like, we are very, we don't date for finance. I don't feel like. I feel like
we absolutely don't.
We date for, if you look good.
That's a great point.
That's a good point.
That's a great point.
Do you think that that's probably why? Number one, do you guys feel that way?
I think
that's
why
true.
they put the gold digger on it, because when you are in that mindset as a Black person, like, oh, I'm going to date somebody that has money, it's not a thing for us. So it's like when you want to do that, that's why I think the gold digger name gets thrown around. Because we don't really date for finance. We really wasn't taught to date for finance. We were taught to date who we are attracted to, or who we think is cute, or who dresses good.
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
Who drives the flyest car.
And for love.
Yeah.
Got you. So could that be why, like, struggle love, like, do you guys think that, first of all, that struggle love is exclusively in the Black community? And then, like, could that be a reason why, like, people in our community struggle with love, and not just like, struggle with love? Yeah, is it because of this, like, having to just not really choosing your partner based on things that matter, but things that are fleeting, like looks, or, because they have, back in the day, they used to call it gear, or, drive a nice car, whatever, but like have no financial plan, no purpose, don't have any goals, like nothing going on, but everything on the outside. What do you guys think about that? Is it just for us?
Yeah, I think it's just for us.
The struggle love is just for the Black community? Okay.
I think a lot of people deal with that.
You know what? I think just to touch back to what you said about how we were like taught.
Like, think about the other cultures, and just think about the advantages they have.
Yeah, it's different.
And the circumstances they deal with. We deal with something totally different.
It's true.
Yes, it's just with us.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I feel like, I don't think that was our initial thought process. Like, before we were kidnapped, captured, and enslaved in here, I think that was like the majority perception of us, and we adopted it, unfortunately, into our own culture.
Yes.
And we have got to undo that.
We've adopted
That
a lot
is-
of things that don't belong to
That
us.
don't, but I don't even, I really feel like struggle love does not belong to us because like you were saying, it's like, well, this is what you have. You got to make the best of it.
then when you
Like
when
that
you-
was the same thing we were doing when we were like with people, when we were enslaved
It
with our
doesn't really
ancestors.
belong to
Make
us
the best
because
with what
we
you got.
are
It's
of
like,
love.
but we're out of that. We're not really having to do that anymore. We can really go and find the best. Why are we stuck? Struggling.
I feel like it's not exclusive to
Okay.
us, but I guess I want to say it feels more prevalent because it's our community. So like I'm
Got
saying,
you.
I'm not gonna sit up here and say that there's no other
nobody's
races and
dealing
cultures
with
because that's
struggle,
an
yeah.
absolute lie. That's
Yeah.
a blatant lie. I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah.
You struggling in your trailer, you struggling in your double wide,
And
you
you struggling in your
in,
mansion.
in wherever you are,
Yeah,
you know,
in your
in your
mansion,
hut,
yeah.
your whatever your situation is. So it's not that it's exclusive to us, but it is pushed, I feel like, a lot more. I think that there's an expectancy also
okay.
for us to struggle. And to piggyback on what you were saying, like, yeah, it starts way back in the slave days because we before that, we already know we were kings and queens doing well. We
Yes.
get captured. Now everything is a struggle. My husband is on some plantation
Yeah.
somewhere else. My kids are somewhere over here. We couldn't be married. We had to jump
Yes.
the broom. They wouldn't acknowledge. So like
Yes.
struggle. Once we became enslaved,
Yeah.
they threw that struggle on us. Like,
Yes.
okay, again, because we're resilient. So it's like we gonna keep giving y'all stuff so that you guys can keep trying to make you fall back.
Yeah,
But we're
exactly.
still going, but we have adopted it at the
We
same
have.
time. It's like, oh, okay. You know, because then you start bringing in music and TV and movies and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
society. And society likes it. They like
They do.
the drama. They like
Yeah.
the struggle, especially for us, because again, they feel like we deserve to struggle.
We deserve
you
it.
Don't
Yeah.
deserve to have someone, and or even just for yourself. You shouldn't have nice things. And to go back to what you were saying, Clayton, about a choice, it kind of is a choice because we definitely choose to date based on things that are insignificant. And to be fair, when we're young, we don't know. Like
Yes.
when you're a child, and that's why you shouldn't be dating when you're young, honestly, because and for me, I feel like what you have to focus on as a young girl or young adult, it's not going to be the same things when you are grown.
It's not.
But you've dated for so long, and I use that loosely. You dated for so long under these unimportant guises that now that you're a grown woman and you need some substance, you don't even know what that looks like. You don't even know all you're focused on. He got money. He fine. You know, the D is good. Whatever it is.
Oh,
You,
Yeah.
just
that's
say
it.
that.
You
That's it.
have not thought about his finances. Like, really,
That
does he
credit
really have
score.
money? His
Does he
credit
really have money?
score,
Yeah.
Did he graduate
His-
from high school?
is
Does
he
he have a
responsible?
degree?
Yeah, responsible.
Does
Yeah.
he have a goal? Is what is his plan?
Yeah.
Do you
those are
guys have
things
the
that
same-
We don't
Yeah.
really consider. We're considering it now, this day and age. We're considering it, but back then, no.
The
No.
struggle of was just like accepted. It was
just
like, we
accepted.
just gonna keep struggling. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I mean, I don't have any experience like that with struggle love. And I
I
think
did. It didn't last long.
Honey, I have
I can't do no broke.
I did
the
it.
broke Negroes. No, I can't.
I didn't. I don't have a lot. I'm like, I think I was thinking about this. I know we were going to be talking about this. I was thinking like, okay, when did I experience like struggle love, and not just financially, but like there's other aspects of struggle love. Like there's like the commitment issue. There is the infidelity issue. There is, people just being dishonest, like all kind of stuff. So I was thinking about like, okay, when did I really have struggle love? And I think it was like my first love, and it was for financial, but we were 16. So does that count? We were
Right.
16. He wasn't working, I wasn't working. But then during the time we were dating, we kind of like got jobs and whatever. And we still were able to do stuff, but not as much as like, we probably both wanted to do because we were so young and didn't have any money like that. But that's it. And I think I was like, okay, well, how come I never experienced struggle love? And I think that my lifestyle.
Yeah.
I attribute it to my lifestyle because I'm a person who likes to go do this and go do stuff and go have new experiences. I'm all about like creating new experiences, living and experiences. And I think that when you do, from the financial aspect of struggle love, it is very difficult to date someone who is who can't take care of themselves, because that's what I'm thinking. Like, if you're struggling, that means you can't take care of yourself. And there's no way that they can date me or be in a relationship with me, because I'm the one that's like, come on, let's go do this, let's go do that, let's go here, let's go there, let's go try this, let's go that. And they're like, if they don't have no money, it's just gonna be like, I'll see you when I see you.
Tell me how it was.
So you just basically was chunking up the deuces to the brothers. They wasn't getting no love.
It kind of like, faded very quickly, like maybe in through a conversation, but it was just like I can only talk on the phone so much. Like, look, I'm going here, I'm going there. You want to come? What do we want to do?
Right.
I think I was kind of like that too. I didn't really experience struggle love that much because I was kind of like that too. If you couldn't keep up, then it's kind of like you was just left in the dust.
Yeah. And I do feel like early on, though, my first relationship that I was in with for a very long time, it did kind of set the tone, because he exposed me to a lot, and then I exposed him to a lot, and we did a lot together. Yeah. So then I was like, okay, here I've dated a man, and I was like, we met when I was like 17, about to turn 18. And so it's like my first experience with somebody was like, come on, let's go. And he had a good stable job and insurance. And I'm like, let's go,
Mm-hmm.
He was cool. So it was, that really like helped build that foundation. So anybody after was just like, you for sure have to have certain things because it has to you have to match me where I am.
Yeah.
And
see, your bar was set high.
Yes.
And most of us, our bar is in
not
hell.
The same.
Okay.
It's in hell, okay?
It's burning.
In hell.
It's in hell.
It's burning.
It's in hell. There is no bar.
Okay. Wait, Deandra, before we move on, we are going to have to hold it, and we have got to get back, and we are going to have a part 2. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and follow. Remember to keep it calm.
And keep it cute.
And as always, keep it casual.
Like a light, like a light, like a light, like a light. Slept, rough night, for the night.